So welcome to Father and Son's road trip 2017. We're here in Switzerland in June, just for a short break, and we thought we'd pop out and have a look at the Alps, do a little road trip. I'd like to say we've got a lovely Italian sports car, but we haven't, so I'll show you more of that later. I'm here with Thomas. William's at home at the moment, so it's only sort of father and son road trip, but yeah, it's just a day out. Yeah, so this is our Italian sports car. It's a Peugeot 208 hired from Budget at Basel Airport. It'll do for the day anyway. It's all right, to be fair.
Just arrived at Strasse station. We're just having a little look around. So now I'm just going to have a look and see what's around.
So we're here in the Gotthard Pass, and we found a bridge. Thomas is going to go across it. Where is it? Down there. Look at. I don't know if you can see him. He's like Indiana Jones crossing the Bridge of Doom. So we're here at the church in Vassen, which is halfway up the Gotthard Pass. There's Thomas. Hello, Thomas. It's quite a good place to stop, actually, is Vassen. If you come up to the church, you can sort of see from pretty much 360-degree view of the valley, which is really nice. See the motorway there behind us, which disappears into a tunnel further up the valley. So yeah, no, it's really nice. Right, it's lunchtime on the father and son road trip.
It is.
We've got to a place called Lucerne. We just stopped for a minute, and we're going to start heading right up into the Alps now. So we'll see what we find. There's still snow on the mountaintops, actually, so it should be quite nice. Right, we've got a bit of a logistical problem with driving this car. So when you're driving and you're eating, your sandwich is in your right hand, but of course the gear stick is on the right. So there's a problem. You can't eat a sandwich and change gear at the same time. But of course for Thomas, the gear stick is on the correct side. So basically we have an arrangement now whereby I call out the gears and Thomas uses his left hand, as you would normally do in the UK, to change gear. So that's a quick demonstration. So I'm driving along, sandwich, hands, well obviously not videoing. So I need third gear, Thomas. So Thomas changes into third, just like that. So we've got a semi-automatic gearbox basically. Brilliant. And Thomas can eat his lunch at the same time, can't you?
It's a win-win.
so there we go. So we're now above Andermatt, heading over to the Furka Pass. And this road was used actually in one of the James Bond films, I believe. Goldfinger. I think Sean Connery is following his adversary using a 1960s style sat-nav radar thing, and he travels along the road and the pretty girl in the car following him, and he ends up driving her off the road with the things that stick out of his tyres. Anyway, that was this road, so we're gonna try and do that. We'll try and find a pretty girl in a sports car and drive. No, we won't. But yeah, this was where it was filmed. So it's going to be a bit of a James Bond homage on this trip now, I think. Okay. Right, we're halfway up the Furka Pass, and we're in a significant spot here. there's a famous picture of Sean Connery leaning against his Aston Martin that was taken at this spot. So we're going to try and replicate that picture. Alright, I know I'm not Sean Connery, and I know I haven't got an Aston Martin, but I'm in the right place. So it has to be done. So we're in on, well, officially called James Bond Strasse, and there's a plaque here actually says this is the famous James Bond chase, where he shreds the tyres of the Ford Mustang driven by Tilly Masterson. I think that's right.
Tilly something. Anyway.
Tilly something anyway, and then sort of follows up the pass here. So yeah, this is definitely a James Bond spot, and I'm feeling the James Bond vibe here at this particular place. Anyway, it's hallowed ground, shall we say? So we've arrived at the site of the Rhone Glacier, which is, well, it's a glacier, but where that big sort of hollow is behind me, I guess about 50 years ago would have been a glacier, right up to where that building is, and I think that's a sign of global warming, which is a shame, really. If you ever wanted evidence of what global warming is doing, there used to be a glacier there.
As we're driving along in the valley, we've noticed how this scenery has been changing a lot. It's now green and lots of trees. It's less barren. So I'm going to flip the camera over and I'm going to show you what that looks like.
So we've just stopped at a station in Switzerland on the way back to Lucerne, and we've stumbled across this junk shop, which we've had a quick look around. Never seen anything like it. Buckets and buckets of stuff. So we're coming back down the Furka Pass now, heading back to Lucerne, which is somewhere in that direction. So but look at the view. That's fantastic, isn't it? Thomas has decided to stay in the car. We're going to have a look at the car later. It's Italian, V8. I think it's a V8, a V12, could be a V12. 3-4 litre, I think. So we're going to have a look at it, because this is an Italian supercar that we've hired for the day. And just looking under the bonnet here, this is definitely a V12 4.6 litre Italian supercar engine, you can see. We've just come to have a look at the, this is an Italian supercar that we've hired for the day.
Oh, yes, yes.
Yeah. Got, what are they, 17, 18, maybe even 20-inch wheels. If you have a look around the back, you can see, where is it? The chrome exhaust. There's the, oh, I don't know, you can't even see an exhaust. Then you've got aerodynamic styling, and again, if we look at the front, you can see the twin cylinder brake disc with carbon ceramic discs. I've just looked at the engine.
Oh yes, what did you find?
Well, I thought it was a V12 4.6 litre
like
Italian, but on closer inspection I think it's a 1.1 litre 3-cylinder.
Oh, that might explain it's slightly
it's
slow
not as quick as I thought it. I thought this was an Italian supercar, but obviously not.
No. It's quite comfortable though, and very practical.
You can see the hand-stitched leather interior trim. So yeah, sports gearbox.
As you can see, a 5-speed there.
Yeah, sports gearbox. Should we carry on?
I think we should.
I think what we'll do is
driving through a tunnel.
Yeah, so we're here driving through a typical Swiss tunnel, and this of course gives us the opportunity to try and listen to the V12, I think I had, yeah, the V12 engine in this car with its 4.2 litres. It sounds excellent in a tunnel. So what we're going to do is going to wind down the window and just tap the throttle a little bit, and we'll get some idea of what this supercar sounds like. There we go. Did you hear that?
It's actually unbearably loud.
3 litre. Vroom.
It sounds amazing.
Vroom. Yeah, it's definitely not a 4. I thought it was a 4.2 litre engine, but it's not. It doesn't sound anything like. Anyway, we're out of the tunnel now. We haven't missed much really, have we?
So we're here at the ferry port, just waiting. Should be at 5:10. I don't know if you can just about see it in the distance, but when it comes closer.
Well, this is the quickest way back. We have to go on the ferry, basically. And we're off. We're off on the ferry. Car's loaded. Where's Tom? There you are, there's Tom. Hi Tom.
Hi.
Road trip on water, eh?
Absolutely.
Yeah. It's cool.
Yes, I do. I have a feeling I know what you're going to do. Oh dear. Graceful. Truly graceful. There's
Very good.